Hello to all my uniques out there. This is your girl, Akudo. Welcome to your unique news. I have received a lot of videos on this topic. Africans are people too. I decided to do a video, although this was trending 3 or 4 days ago, but Unique wanted to put in my 5 cents about this. To all my returning subscribers, hello and welcome back. If you are not a part of this family, you see the button that says subscribe down here. Click on that button so that you can become one of our uniques. And remember to wait for the notification bell. Click on that one too so that you'll be the first to receive my videos. Now let's jump right into it.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful, wonderfully made by God. Welcome to the Big Show.
There is a video circulating around, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, about two French doctors, Dr. Mira and Dr. Locke. They said they wanted to go test the vaccine for the virus in Africa. And let me read what they said so that I don't misquote them. Dr. Mira said, if I could be provocative, should we not do this study in Africa where there are no face masks, no treatment, and no ICUs? A little bit like we did for some studies on AIDS, where they use prostitutes and try things because we know that they are highly exposed and they don't protect themselves. And Dr. Locke agreed and said, you are right, and we are in the process of thinking about a study in Africa in parallel to carry out the same type of approach with BCG and other vaccines. And then this question comes to my mind. Why is it that Africa is a dumping ground for all kinds of vaccine, all kinds of things? If there is a vaccine for this virus, why are we not testing it on countries or continents that already have the disease in large numbers? Why are we not testing it in France, since these are French doctors? Why are we not testing it in other parts of Europe? Why are we testing it in Africa? Because people generally have this mentality that people from Africa are not human. They are not people. My sister, my brother, Africans are humans too. We are human beings. When you cut us, we bleed just like the next person. When we get hot, we cry just like the next person. When we get hungry, we eat food just like the next person. We get married just like the other person. We get divorces, we get separations, we have our children doing well, we have our children not doing well. Everything that you see in your community, in your society, also happens in Africa. The whole continent of Africa is not a place where you come and dump or test your vaccines and things like we are lab rats. We are human. We are not animals. You cannot take the vaccine and say you want to go test it out in Africa. Why? Why would you go to Africa to go test it out? We have to be very careful, my uniques. Remember, watch how you treat others. Because our colors are different. Some of us are fair, some of us are chocolate, some of us are dark, some of us are black, that does not mean that we are different. We might be different color, but we are the same. We are all human. We might all come from different races. Some of us are Caucasian, black, some of us are Asian. We might all come from different races, but we all come from one human race. We are all human. We are all human. So when you decide to go test things in Africa, make sure you get your data right. Make sure you know what you're doing. And now I'm going to talk to my African leaders. You are supposed to be the leaders of these countries. You're supposed to be the leaders, not just politicians, leaders that care about your people. Why would you let others come into your continent, come into your country to test a vaccine they don't want to test in their own country. African leaders, don't you think it's an insult for them to say, I quote, you know, in Africa where there are no face masks, there are no treatment and no ICUs. That is an insult to your leadership. That is an insult to your leadership. That some people, these two French doctors, will say that you guys don't have face masks, you guys don't have no treatment, you guys don't have no ICUs. Do you blame them? When the money that is being allocated to equip our hospitals in Africa is being used for other things except that thing it has been budgeted for. We use the money to buy cars. We use the money to live larger than life by the politicians. We use the life to make sure that our people related to us, our family members, are living larger than life. Why the masses who voted you into power, why the masses who voted you into that position cannot see a hospital, a clinic that is well equipped for them to go get their medication or get treatment? Why wouldn't they say this about Africa? When they see all African presidents, majority of you, when you get sick, if your head is hurting, where do you go? You travel out of your country. You go to Europe, you go to America, you go to England, you go to India, you travel all over the world except stay in your country. You go to every other place in the world to get treatment for mere headache. Some of you, you have a stomach upset. You have to travel to England to go get treatment. That's why you don't care about equipping the hospitals in these African countries. You don't care about equipping the hospitals and the clinics in this whole continent called Africa, because you know you have the money to fly out of the country and come back whenever you want, just for the treatment, just for the medical health checkup and all the rest of them. For this statement that these people, although they have apologized, I watched the video where they apologized, but my African leaders, this should be a challenge to you guys. And you, after all this, sit down and change the map. Sit down and change whatever is going down. Sit down and say, no, enough is enough. No political leader, no political appointee will travel out of the country anymore for any medical checkup. You must be in your country and equip the hospitals and educate our teachers, educate our doctors, and educate our nurses, educate our medical professionals so that they can compete favorably with their counterparts in other countries. Give them the equipment that their counterparts are using in other countries. Give them the training they need, the training that their counterparts are receiving in other countries. Put them up there and let them perform at their best. When Ebola came, for example, Nigeria was one of the first countries to eradicate Ebola. Think about what we can do. There is no country of the world, there is no continent in the world that you go to, you don't see Africans. Africans are smart, Africans are professionals, Africans are educated, Africans are hardworking. What these Africans do in other countries, if we come back home and do it in our countries, in our various African countries, Africa will really be the giant of the world. African continent will really be the giant of the world. But when we don't do what we're supposed to do back home, then you have all these brains, all these African brains working and doing stuff in other countries without helping their community, without helping their country, because our leaders do not want to give them a conducive environment for them to thrive. Let this be a challenge to my African brothers that are leaders. Let this be a challenge that for this statement, even though they have apologized, we are going to do better. Take up the challenge and step up to the plate and say, you know what? We are going to change everything. From now on, when everything is over, we are going to equip our hospitals, we are going to equip our clinics, we are going to educate our doctors, our medical professionals, and make sure that they are at the same level with their counterparts all over the world. My brother, my sister, the lady that sent me, thank you to Pastor Betty for sending this video to me, because I saw the video and I said, no, I have to put in my 5 cents in it. Please remember, I always tell you guys, as a man thinketh in his head, so is he. What do you think about? Do you think about, as a leader, how do I better my country? How do I better my people? How do I relieve my people from suffering? When you think about that, please, let's do better. Remember, I always tell you guys, when we know better, we do better. Now we know that Africa has always been used as a dumping ground for every research that these people are doing. What about our researchers? We have well educated researchers in African countries. We do in that continent. But when they don't have the necessary tools that they are supposed to work with, what are they going to do? Are they going to be working in thin air? No, they will not. So let us equip our researchers. Let us equip our medical professionals. Let us equip our hospitals. Let us equip our clinics and say, from today, no African leader, if you are sick, you stay in your country, because you have all equipped hospitals and clinics, equipped doctors and professionals, then you stay there and receive your medical treatment. Enough is enough. The insult is enough. For these two doctors to say this, they are coming to test this vaccine on Africa, and yet Africa has recorded the least amount of cases with this virus. There are other countries that have more cases. Why are they not trying the vaccines over there? Why do they need to go try it in Africa? Because our politicians, if care is not taken, will let them do it. Let us care about our poor mothers and fathers at home. Let us care about our illiterate grandmas and grandpas that can't read, that don't know what is right or wrong. All they know is, there is a vaccine out there, my child, come and get it, and they go get it. Let us protect them. Let us rise up like we did with this video. Let us rise up as Africans and say, no, enough is enough. We are humans too. We are not rats. We are not rats. You are not going to test everything on us. We are human too. When we hurt, we cry. When we are hungry, we eat. When we are thirsty, we drink. No matter the fact that we might look different from you guys, being underdeveloped does not equal underhuman. I will repeat that again. Because most African countries are underdeveloped, that does not mean they are underhuman. They are human too. It's just that the economy and everything about them is underdeveloped. But that doesn't change that the aspect of their humanity. They are still human. They still bleed red and blood when you cut them. So please, my African leaders, it is time we step up. You can do it. You can do it. Social media has afforded us now. If it's before, we wouldn't have done this. But now so many people, I watched a lot of videos, people stepped up and said, no, it's not going to happen. This made them, the doctors, they came out and they apologized and said, you know, they didn't see it that way, or they didn't mean it that way, but at least they apologized. If it's before, they will not, because we will say nothing about it. But these days, people are stepping up and saying, no, wrong is wrong and right is right. Africans are people too. Because they are underdeveloped doesn't mean that they are underhuman. They are human beings too. Remember to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and I want to hear from you, my uniques. What do you think? This video has been trending like for 2, 3, 4 days now, although I'm coming late with it, but I want to hear your opinion. Drop something at the comment section. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think Africa should be a testing ground for all these vaccines? What do you think? I want to hear from you. Remember, if you're not a member of this family, hit on subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Remember to hit on the notification bell so you'll be the first to see my video when they drop. I love you guys. You are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. Africans are people too. Bye bye.